So today, it's been about 2 months since we've had an Eve Guru event, and we've got something really exciting to show. This has been a highly featured request, and it's just been a while. So we'd like to give a State of the Union, talk about this new feature. We got some polls we put in that we'd like for you guys to do too later on. That'd be kind of fun. And then we're going to briefly talk about what we're working on and what we're trying to accomplish before FanFest. So I will be at FanFest. If any of you guys are going to be there or plan on attending, um, yeah, you can bump into me. It'll be fun. So let's go ahead and get the big stuff here out of the way. Ray here is going to be launching here momentarily. Do you have the new update dropping here any second?
It's out. It's been out for 10 minutes.
It's already out. So if you guys go here to your settings and
We
go
cannot
to...
see any. I cannot see any screens if you're sharing, Fern.
Oh, amazing. All right. Oh, that's right, because I came back. Let me go ahead and do that. Here we go. Can you all see my screen?
Yeah, now.
Awesome. So if you go to your settings here, account management, application update, click on force update, you should see 0.93. And so feel free to go ahead if you're at a good stopping point to download 0.93 now. And what you're going to see one of two things. So the big announcement is that we are finally releasing the incentive program. So what is the incentive program? The incentive program is a way for you to use the tool for free, because we all like free. And so how this works, before we go into the meat and potatoes of how to do it, how this works is that if you refer someone to the tool and they use your referral code, you will get 200 million ISK applied to your balance. And so if you refer 10 people, that's 10 or 2 billion on your account balance that then is used for the tool. And as we roll out more and more modules, that'll be good, right? So this is your chance to get the tool for free. And if you're a new player, then you also get a discount as well. So it depends if you're brand new or not on what you see. So let's go ahead and just walk through that here real quick. So after you download your update, on the bottom left, if you go to account management here, you're going to see this landing screen. So if you are a trial member, let's go ahead, since it's just us, if you are on trial, can you just wave your hand here in the chat? Just something like this would be fine. So if you're on trial, go ahead and give us a wave. All right, we got 1, 2. We got 1 who's expired. All right. All right, so we got a couple on trial. So if you're on trial, this is going to benefit you
It's
then.
okay. It's okay if you have expired. The whole point is that you haven't purchased a subscription yet.
Yep.
That's the whole point.
Yep. So if you're on trial or you have not yet subscribed yet, you should see this first time discount. And so if you're on a first time discount, if you use a discount code, then you get 40 million off, 20% discount, right? But you need that discount code. So Ray will, if and before we do anything else, so like Athens, Zenith, Vader, if you have someone that has referred you to the tool and you know that they would benefit by using their code, I would recommend that you wait to get their code. Otherwise, Ray is going to go ahead and type in his code in here now. So that way, if you guys just found the tool on your own, you can go ahead and use this code, and you can get the subscription for 20% off, basically. So if you don't have a friend, use that. Otherwise, wait until your friend generates his code and then use his code. That way, he gets his 200 million towards his balance. Now, for the rest of you guys, which is the vast majority of our users, you've already pushed this button, right? You've already purchased your subscription at some point. So you guys are going to go into the incentive program. So right now, all the trial folks, all the folks who haven't paid for anything, they do not see this incentive program yet. So once Vader here, once he puts in the discount code, he clicks the button, he goes through that month. Next month, if Vader likes the tool, he'll click, all right, I want to purchase the 30-day for 200 mil. The second he clicks that button, this incentive program tab will pop up. And how the incentive program works, it's really simple. You type in your code. There's some directions in here when you hover. It's like, 6 digits, use dashes, nothing crazy. And the discount code, you pick what you want, you submit it, you associate with the character, you wait about an hour. We have our system kind of making sure the code isn't being reused. And you can click this update status about once an hour until it takes. And we'll get faster at that. Once it's done, you'll see application. We can see we misspelled that, but we'll get that cleaned up. Your application is approved, discount code is activated, and so now anyone who uses Fern-1, they'll get that 20% off, and I'll get that 200 mil towards my balance. Ray, you being the database guy, would you like to answer Alandu's question here?
Sure. So is a subscription kept across different machines? Only if you copy the database. So if you have 2 installs, this is not the thing to help you, because you would most likely want to have the same data when you work across 2 different databases. Sorry, and 2 different machines. And to help you with that, you would copy the database. So this is not going to help you subscribe to that other machine unless you want 2 subscriptions. What is not possible is to refer yourself. That is not possible.
Yeah, and the one thing is that, why not use like an online website, right? Like why not just move all this to the web? That way, like that particular point becomes a non-issue. And there's a couple of reasons. One, it's more expensive, but two, performance. If we have to push all this data through the internet, through a SQL database, it's going to slow performance way down. And that's why when you go to a lot of tools online, they're just so dang slow. So by using your own machine, your machine crunches through that data much faster. And what you'll find is the better machine you have, the faster eVGuru will run. So um, yeah, so we don't really plan on going to the web for a while because of performance mostly.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to do what the calculator does today on a web server.
Yeah, right here
CPU. We do not use the GPU.
Yep, CPU.
Other than for the UI itself.
So if you guys want to start putting in your your incentive program and getting that going, we're gonna talk about some other things. But if you guys bump into problems, we have Ray right now sitting in the database, just watching things happen. So if something breaks, we're sitting right here. So feel free to start getting your codes going. In the meantime, we are now 10 past the hour. I want to wrap this up here in 5 minutes because I want to leave up enough time for Q&A. What are we working on before FanFest? So, like I said, I'm going to FanFest. I've got every single dev meeting lined up. So I'll be spending a lot of time with the devs, and we want the tool to be at a state where it's stable, it's helpful, and it provides value. As you guys know, we're not yet an Eve partner. We haven't put in for it yet, but I expect that to come shortly after FanFest. And so the 2 big things that we're looking to roll out before FanFest is trading. So we've been wanting to do station and regional trading for forever, but the requirements of our users here has shifted our focus to industry. But we really want to get a station and regional trading module out because it taps into a whole new user base. We also think the market is bigger for traders than manufacturers because there's just typically a lot more traders out there. And the second thing we're wanting to build, which impacts you guys, and I think you guys are really going to like, so we're calling it Baby MRP, Material Resource Planning. So the plan initially was we were going to roll out all these modules, and we were going to do Material Resource Planning last because it needs all this other stuff to work. But after everyone's feedback about the production ledger, because the production ledger, how do you allocate inventory? It's all about inventory management, right? You guys want inventory management now. And the production ledger is not the best place for that. The production ledger helps set the plan. So if we want to manage inventory, we have to do an MRP. And so after getting bug requests and feedback, you know, Ray and I stepped back and were like, we could build this out in the production ledger, but that's not really where this belongs. And then we're just spending more time developing something we're not going to keep. So we are going to do baby MRP. So it's not going to have everything, but it's going to manage your inventory levels pretty well. And that's our goal. So in the future, you'll use the calculator to research, you'll send your work over to the production ledger, and then the MRP will take all of your production ledger stuff and put it into one big bucket and just say, here's all the parts you need and all the jobs you need to run. And it'll track your inventory, it'll track your jobs, it'll track your ending inventory, all that stuff. So we're going to get all that out before FanFest. So before we open it up to Q&A, we have, if you guys look up here in the chat, we have this Eve Guru event polls, and we've asked 3 questions. One, how helpful has Eve Guru been for you? So if you're a trial person, you may be like, maybe you don't know, but if you could fill this out. So 10 is amazing. 1 is that you should have played WoW instead. Like, why even use Eve Guru? It's horrible. So feel free to vote on. You can only vote once, by the way. Um, oh, I have to vote as well to show the results. So we'll wait for that. Then, how long have you been manufacturing? More than 10 years, more than 5 years, more than 1 year, all the way to just started. And then some folks may not be doing industry at all. So you're using Eve Guru to see, is industry even worth doing? And then lastly, did you use Eve Guru to help you start your industry career? Meaning, I never did industry, but when I saw Eve Guru, it made me feel better about it, and therefore I started doing it. And I could say for me, that was yes. I was not a big manufacturer until Eve Guru. So we're going to watch these start coming in, probably at like 6 months. And then, of course, I'm going to say it's amazing. I think it's an amazing tool. So, and we're just going to watch these start flowing in. If you want to give a troll vote, you definitely could. But for Ray and I, this is really important for us to kind of get a feeling for, how are we really doing? Um, and so some folks will circle back around and ask questions. But I thought this would be kind of a fun way to get some really quick feedback. Wow, we got a bitter vet here at 10 years. Very cool. So what we've learned is that the folks up here, they want MRP. They want like manage my inventory. While the folks down here are like, what do I need to build to be profitable? So we focused towards all the newer manufacturers first because it was the simpler question to answer and it's a foundational thing. And now over time we're working our way up the chain. So when we launched private markets, people like Goons started joining our Discord, right? And they're like, hey, we're building all this stuff. We need a way to manage all of our inventory. We can't create our own corporations with our own hangars. We need all of our characters grouped up. So like one of the things that the trading module will have is groups, character groups. So that way our nullsec friends can group up your characters. All your inventory then will fall in that same bucket, and then we'll apply in the baby MRP. So like we hear you guys, and we've been sprinting pretty hard. Let's see how we're looking up here. Very cool. We also have an Oz show tomorrow. So it's at 2300 Eve time. And we'll be back on the Oz show. And they haven't seen Eve Guru since the production ledger. So private markets, multiple manufacturing stations, all these things we've rolled out, they haven't even seen yet. So that's going to be a packed event. So with that all out of the way, it looks like Ray, we're scoring pretty well. Most folks here have us 8 and above. We got a couple, but we don't have any 1 through 4s. So that's a relief. We've it seems like many of our users here in this audience are veterans. Half of them are a year or more. And then a third of our audience here has Eve Guru helped get them into industry. So that is really, really cool. All right, so we're going to pivot with our remaining time, and we're going to open it up to Q&A. So let's go ahead and bring in the chat. All right, so let's just start from the top with Athenes. So baby MRP is included. Will adult will adult MRP be included or a premium feature? So the longer answer is on adult MRP. When we roll out adult MRP, it'll be the last thing we do because we need a lot of other things to feed it. Adult MRP will basically run your business top to bottom. You won't have to use a brain cell basically. It will not be in the 200 million ISK, industry package. It'll be its own thing. Adult MRP is going to be a gigantic monster. It'll tell you which character to use, what job to run, how many jobs to run, where the parts are, how many you should buy, where you should buy it, calculating using PushX's API to calculate in transit costs, balancing all that out. It'll balance out all of your contracts to PushX. It is a huge module that we probably won't get to until end of the year at best, because to do adult MRP you need to know marketing stuff. Well, now you need all your trading modules done because you need all your market stuff done. We've already done a lot of work on the industry side, so we're not as far away as we used to be, which is why we're doing baby MRP. So we're going to use baby MRP to kind of limp you guys along to where you're still super effective, and then adult MRP will just tell you what to do, essentially. All right, Alandu, will we get a new roadmap after FanFest? The answer is yes. So after I meet with the devs, and I'm hoping all that goes well, and I come back with some feedback from them and of course from the community, we'll sit down again and we'll do another vote where we vote on what we want to work on next, and then based on that vote, we'll do the roadmap. The short answer is that Ray and I, we really try to focus on creating value for the player base. And so what always happens is we create a module like Production Planner, and then, oh, we need multiple stations to really make that work, so we do that. And then, oh, we need to manage inventory really well, so we can make that work too for the null set guys. Because that's what private markets did. Private markets brought in all the null set guys, and then suddenly using character-driven corporations where you have one character, all your alts are in a corp, and you use the corp hangers. That worked until we did private markets, and then all those guys are nullsec. And so having all those, they don't get the corporate hangers. So now we need character groups. So we just keep going one thing to another thing to another thing that we're learning as we go, and we're reacting. We're reacting quite a bit, but we're doing so to provide value to you guys. Another question from Alandu. This tool reminds me quite a bit of EVHQ. Cool. I don't think we've ever used EVHQ, but I'll take it. Vader is saying thank you for offering the discount. Yeah, not a problem. And the thing, Vader, is that we believe if you use the tool for 30 days, because you get that free subscription, then, and by the way, if you want to milk this, because we're all about milking it, do your 30-day free subscription, then put in the code to get the discount for a month, and then pay the full amount, right? You can milk that thing for a total of 2 months at that point. So we're hopeful that when you do your 30-day free trial, that the tool is telling you what to build, and you're making so much money that you could just pay the tool, and it doesn't cause you any stress, right? Are you excited for the promise of ESI improvements? So I'd say, you know what, Ray, I'm gonna let you take this one. Are you excited for the promise of ESI improvements?
Yes, and cautiously yes. Knowing CCP from the past, I'm a little bit cautious, but I haven't seen this announcements from CCP since they invented the ESI. So that's a good thing. And what makes me even more excited actually is this coming after the Interstellar Council got elected and ESI dude onto the board. That excites me. So hopefully if he can convince CCP to do the right investments, we will see some developments on ESI. So we will have to see. That said, though, ESI is amazing. even with all the flaws and the state of things right now. I mean, that's what makes eGuru possible. So I don't want to talk ESI down at all. It's just that like I hope for more.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much that the ESI can do that we haven't even tapped into yet. Eventually, Eve Guru is going to be on your phone as an app where you can send and receive Eve mails, kind of like the Eve Online app of old. And I don't know why they killed it. I don't know why the app went away, but you'll be able to send Eve mails, all that stuff right here within Eve Guru. So we're really wanting, yeah, sort of like an Eve portal. That's exactly what we're wanting to do because the ESI supports it, and it's not that big of a lift for us. The thing is that it comes down to player need and creating value. So where our brand is right now is you have folks like Eve Tycoon. That's a profit tracking website for those who aren't aware. Eve Tycoon tells you how you did, so it's always looking backward. What Eve Guru is we want Eve Guru to tell you what to do. So, what kind of where are the profits? What do you need to do to make money, and help you make good decisions? Eventually, that's high. It's also high on our list. We'll also do profit tracking here in Eve Guru as well. And in the future, when you land on Eve Guru, you will not land on the calculator. You will land on your dashboard with all the pie charts and graphs and things, and it'll tell you, all right, here's how much you made yesterday. Here's how many things you have on order. Here's everything you need to go buy. Here's all your alerts. Hey, there's a deal for this moon goo over here in Amar that's 20% below average, and you will set all your triggers. So that way you only get alerts for things you care about. So your landing page will be like, how's your business doing? What was your profits this week, last month, last year, whatever. And it'll be really customizable. So that's where we're headed. But for now, we got to do the heavy lift of at least getting you guys to use the tool to where you're making money every month. And so there's some folks we kind of keep an eye out because they'll publish websites or they're on streams. I see Nth Dimensional in here. And so, what Nth Dimensional is a streamer who's building his first jump freighter right now. And he's using it because of Eve Guru. Is kind of coaching him along how to build a freighter. And if you ever watch his stream, he's like, sometimes Eve Guru drives him nuts because like this or that. And so we're always polishing and polishing as we go. But and that's the development balance, right? Trying to push forward, but not too fast to where we're leaving things behind. Oh, Vader, I think we already have the undercut feature. So if you go on, in fact, I can show you. If you go here, and I don't know if I have any sell orders. I do. So if I have this character in the Metroplex, so select your character, and then all you have to do is click the open button, and then Control V, and it already undercuts. So I have the undercut scope set to the station for the least amount, basically. So that already works. You can do that now. And I've got Draconius is building caps. Is this the first time that you're building capitals? I know I messed up your name. I'm just gonna call you Drac. So is Eve Guru? Are you building capitals because Eve Guru told you to, or you feel more comfortable because of Eve Guru, or you just decided to build caps all on your own?
I think there was a question about the quasar and whether that will impact ESI. That is a question I cannot answer. Only CCP can answer that. I would expect not directly. I actually expect ESI not to be linked to the simulation server at all, not being subject for the ticks. What ESI does, though, is looking up in the database, which is why they have had scale issues in the past. And it's also why ESI has cache timers, right? So you can only get new updates for your assets once per hour in order to, so if you ask again within the hour, you will basically get the same data back. And all the different endpoints in the API has different cache values. So your character info, for instance, has a cache timer of 7 days. So if you move your character to a new corporation, it will not show up in the ESI until 7 days later.
Yeah, that's
That
always
said, though, we have find a way to actually undercut it, use that term, down to 24 hours by doing some tricks with ESI across different endpoints. So we are able to get that down to 24 hours. But yeah, we are subject to that. And that's a scale issue for the ESI server. I do not think it is linked to the simulation server, but who knows?
yeah. It's also worth noting we're talking about this screen right now here in the chat. You'll notice these buttons are gray. So anything that's green means we feel pretty good about it. So manufacturing slots, that was the easy one, production ledger, industry calculator. If it's gray, that's like we've done it, but there's still more to do. So this is, think of this like a placeholder. It has value. You can use it. You can analyze your orders here. I've been outbid across the board. Go figure. You could click the open button and then undercut. So all that's great, but this is going to get a whole rework when we do the trading module stuff because trading builds on top of markets. So every time we do a big module, all the supporting bits get refreshed as well. So there's probably not a whole lot to do up here, but um, it's coming. Any other questions or concerns? I think we got, let's check the poll here again. Yeah, so we scored 5 or higher. So some of the folks here towards the bottom will probably reach out to you here in a little while to get your more direct feedback. Um, we have a lot more folks above 1 year or higher than I expected. And I'm also going to publish these polls into the general channel for those who didn't attend the event, so that way they get a chance to vote before this, because I'm sure we're missing a lot of Europeans, right? It's pretty late. So we'll keep this open for 24 hours so we can see what the final results are. Let's go ahead and head back to the chat.
Question about giveaways from Athens. So here's our thinking about giveaways. Um, as Eve Guru builds a broader user base, our initial goal is to reach 1,000 users per month. Because when we get there, we can apply for the Eve Online Partnership Program, and that will give us give us a lot of giveaways, and so we can have these events and do what other partners do.
Yeah, we have visions of giveaways and like hosting events. So if EV Guru gets big enough, like we like to sponsor. It doesn't have to be the Alliance. What do they call
Tournament.
that? Yeah, the Alliance tournament. Like there's players who do their own tournaments, right? But they need a prize pool big enough to make it interesting. And so that's something that we would probably want to get involved with. Tech 2 BPO giveaways, I mean, if Eve Guru gets big enough, we hit a certain milestone, I don't see why not. So there's just a lot of opportunities, right? And so at the end of the game, like we did this, like Ray and I are coming from Eve University. So we're teachers, professors at Eve University trying to help new players learn the game, and Eve Guru was kind of born out of that, which is why it's so user friendly because we're always pretending that we're the new bro who just downloaded Eve for the first time. And manufacturing isn't easy, but we've tried to simplify manufacturing as much as we can. But by the way, I do manufacturing in real life. Anytime you have a bill of material, things get complicated. So if you feel the complication in this tool, you're going to feel it anywhere in manufacturing. So yeah, manufacturing's fun. All right, we got 1 more minute left. So 1 minute countdown. Any final thoughts? I see lots of folks typing. We'll just hang out. Awesome. Thank you for all the love, guys. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this event. You'll probably hear back from us after FanFest. Of course, you guys can join us tomorrow at 23:30, which I think is right. It was a half hour ago. So a half hour ago tomorrow, we'll be on Oz, and I think we'll be presenting probably for a good hour. So a lot to cover there. that'll be fun. So thank you guys for stopping by, and we'll be in contact.